back to Just Between Us, your favorite stop for go-to jazz sounds.
La La Land.
I can make a trumpet noise.
Oh my God.
Are you fucking kidding me? We were doing jazz sounds.
I just thought about it. I just thought about it. I know.
But the problem is that he does that to let the dogs know it's time to
that's
go
why I didn't do it.
OUT.
So they're going to freak out if they hear my trumpet
If he does
noises.
his trumpet noise, they'll both jump off the couch and think they're getting a walk.
Makes me feel like you can't do a trumpet noise.
No, he really can. Okay, try it. I'll hold the dogs down.
No. Oh my God, they know it. Oh, that's good. No. Oh my God. That's so funny. Okay, wait, you have to stop because they're really reacting. Oh my God.
Every night I do the trumpet noise.
You can train dogs to do anything.
It started out I think like years ago, and I played like a heralding of the king or something. The king is coming on YouTube. And then I was like, had a whole bit where I was like, attention, all pooches of Pooch City. And then I would make an announcement like we're going to go out or we're going to, do something of their day, like, and make it really like this royal proclamation.
Sure, of course.
And now it's just sort of become, all I have to do is the trumpet and they lose their minds.
That's the best thing about having a pet or a child is you can really get them to do anything.
And I'll be like, attention, all pooches, please.
They hear it. They know.
And they'll come and they'll like stand at attention and listen to the Pooch City proclamation.
Of course, they must.
No, but they just went on a walk.
They did.
Do you think they remember that?
No, but their bladders are empty.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this week I thought we would talk about if it's normal for your partner to annoy you. And to answer that question, we have my husband, John Blakesley.
For now.
Well, I think a lot about what you said. You said one time we were talking about relationships or something, and you were like, yeah, like, if I annoy him, I'm not, like, worried he's going to leave because, like, he annoys me and I don't leave. And I was like, whoa. That was mind-blowing.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I know that I'm annoying you, and it's like, well, you annoy me.
And there's no thought of, like, maybe one day I'll hit a threshold and he'll just leave.
Well, I think that that he'll leave me.
Either one, or that you would.
I don't think I would become annoying enough for you just to leave purely on annoyance.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing I could think is if like my OCD or mental health got so out of control. But then I think you would just, like, put me in a mental institution.
That's nice.
And then, like, wait for me to get better rather than just leaving.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, we'd lock you away first.
Yeah. Wow, that's lovely.
That's love, baby.
Do I annoy you every day or just some days?
Well, I made a list.
You know
I made a list of all the ways that you annoy me.
He's prepared.
This isn't fair. I didn't make my list.
You want to guess?
Wow.
I can tell you if it makes the list, just like it's Family Feud.
Wow, I love this.
When I ask you to do one thing and then a minute later I ask you to do another thing.
Oh my God, that's so annoying, but it didn't make the list. I contained it to mental health OCD stuff.
That's all it's on.
What?
You just put that as one.
No. Only OCD
things. Stuff is.
So I don't consider that. I mean, maybe it is an offshoot of OCD, but when you're asking me to do one thing and you immediately ask me to do another thing, I think of you are just like deeply impatient and like need like immediate satisfaction of what you're being asked, and and you're obsessed with like being constantly busy and the other people around you being constantly busy. And so, but that doesn't feel like an OCD thing to me.
Wait, so
but it is annoying.
Your list is all OCD things?
All OCD stuff.
Well, that's not really my personality then.
Okay.
Oh, you want to be annoyed? You want him to be annoyed by your personality?
I didn't understand the prompt then because I thought it was going to be like what you're talking about with your Slate article.
Oh no.
Okay.
I just meant in general.
Well, then we're deleting this.
No.
It's a really short list, honey.
What's on it? Read it.
Is it about asking about washing?
So
okay,
long.
Asking about washing your hands.
Don't read it.
I'm not reading it. Okay, asking about washing your hands.
Okay, so number one on this list is a lot of them I boil down to ideas.
I'm gonna feel so seen.
This one I feel like you're gonna feel really seen. This is a thought that a type of thought Allison has, where the subtext is me and my things are clean, but you and your things are dirty.
Correct.
And I'll tell you why.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
I'm monitoring what my things touch and you don't.
Right. I think that is true.
So it's not inherently that I'm like a better person or my stuff is nicer. It's just like I'm careful with like what's touching what because I have a mental illness.
Yes.
Right. But it is offensive.
It used to hurt my feelings, but I got over it.
Yeah, it did.
Listen, but I've been here longer. Yeah. It used to hurt my feelings because I was like, I feel like I'm like Pigpen from like, I felt like, am I walking around the world so disgusting? And everyone thinks this of me. I doubled down on it so it would stop hurting my feelings. That's how I roll.
Will you check it's recording? I just suddenly panicked.
No, it's recording.
Okay, great.
Number 2, constant reassurance.
Did I do enough today? Is it okay that I said this? Yeah.
I'm actually kidding. That one actually wasn't on the list, but I just couldn't resist.
There's a girl on Instagram who did like some OCD stuff, and one of it was like that she's like the person. It's like a separate her, and the other her is like, that was a fun hangout, wasn't it? Do you think maybe you accidentally said a slur? And she's like, what? Why would I do that? I don't know. Do you remember every single thing you said? No. So how do you know one wasn't a slur? I just don't think I would do that. Like, just like, oh my God.
Okay, what else? I can take it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Only Allison would be like, come on my YouTube show and talk about why I'm annoying.
Yeah. Obviously.
We don't ever have to talk about this.
Here's the thing. This is the Gemini of it all. She says she's not a Gemini, but just talk about us. Doesn't have to be good or bad.
Yeah.
Just sort of give me attention.
Well, I'll be fair. I didn't think that we were going to do lists. I thought we were just going to talk in general that it's normal to annoy your partner.
I think you should know one thing about me is I come prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a meeting. There's a thing. I come prepared with things to talk about. Okay.
He's just at your upcoming birthday party with a list of topics to discuss.
Yeah.
Just sitting there being like, okay, weather, great. Check.
I even made it into a list so we can check them off now.
Perfect.
Discussed it. Assuming I should be tracking what I touch or seeing the world in the way that you do.
Oh, girl. Seeing the world the way that she does. It's like a very black and white, why wouldn't this person, why wouldn't this person feel the way that I feel?
I don't think I'm like that anymore.
I think
Not
you've
as
gotten
much.
way better.
Way better.
But I think I'm specifically referring to like germs
Yeah.
and contamination, where it's like, I think there probably is some of that in broader, but I will say that I think you've gotten way better at that, even the time that we've been together. But yes, it'll be like, you touched that thing. I cannot believe you touched that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I understand you feel that way, but the thing that annoys me is not that per se. It's the implication that I should go through the world seeing that thing as like a negative thing, as opposed to like, I want to live my life with like, that's just like a neutral part. Like,
right.
I don't want to look at that thing and that gives me stress.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just like a neutral part of the world to me.
Yeah.
And now, but the implication is that I have to be more vigilant in assuming that that's danger, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not thinking the way that you're thinking, and the way that you're thinking is oh so special. You know what?
Pretty technical.
It was so.
Okay, let me say this one: resistance to experiencing new or uncomfortable food, music, or experiences.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it.
You are.
Like tomorrow, I'm going to the Hollywood Bowl, and during the week, I'm going to a restaurant I've never been to. I'm going with some people I don't know.
What are you seeing? What concert?
Out there. Seth Rogen's Netflix is a
joke. You would love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for Celia's birthday, so I'm going, even though normally I would have aversion because of all of those elements I discussed.
Yeah.
But I will, because the thing about Allison is that oftentimes she does the thing that she will dread, or eats the thing that will just talk all day about how she doesn't want to eat this thing.
Yeah.
Talk all day about she doesn't want to go to this place.
Correct.
And then she goes or eats the thing and she has a great time.
Of course.
And the thing about me is I never learn.
Yeah, she never learns.
I'll eat the same thing the second time and be afraid the whole day too.
There'll be things where it's like, she's like, why are you making this tonight? And I was like, because you said you loved it and want to eat it all the time. I'm
someone who likes new experiences, sometimes, mostly. And And I tend to also date people who do not. But it's hard because then it's not their fault, you know? So you can't like, what is the ratio of like, hey, trust me, I'm your partner. I think you're going to like this. Like one time with one of my exes, they were in such a piss poor mood. And I was like, you're going to love this restaurant. I promise. It's so cool. I came here like a week ago with a friend of mine. You're going to fucking love it. It has all the stuff you like. It has plants. It's very cool. And they were like, pissed off. Well, it's like kind of like, it's like floral.
Yeah.
Pissed off the whole time. We get there and they're like, this is lovely. And I was like, I just had to hope and pray that I was right when we got there.
That's the thing that is frustrating about it, is because when you do kind of push them outside their comfort zone, sometimes it pays off and you're like, wow, this is a great time. But the stakes are so high.
The stakes are so high.
So the lead up is so stressful.
Yeah.
And sometimes you ask someone to try something or do something and they don't like it and it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? But then it's like, I told you I wouldn't like this.
What have I done that about?
I don't know.
Other than that one restaurant where my whole meal was sauce. I was right to not want to go there.
You literally
exactly. See, yeah.
You literally have like Costanza. Like you have like a.
Yeah, she's.
Do you know what I mean? Like a Larry David sort of like she's gonna bring up that her meal was sauce for the rest of the time.
Right. Yes.
Well, it was on our honeymoon.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
You're gonna be your child.
Live it down.
Your child's gonna be 20,
hearing about
how
one
this
meal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was just all sauce.
Yeah. It
wasn't like I went up to the guy and was like, "Just give her sauce." I know she asked for this other thing, but just bring out a bunch.
Bring out sauce. That's so funny.
It'll really piss her off.
Oh my god!
Your value of cleaning contamination overrides my value of preserving something of meaning or value to me.
Ooh! Oh!
By the way, we could also do a whole thing about all the things I love about Allison.
Well,
I would prefer that.
He does that all. No, he does that all the time. He does that all the time.
That's a 50-50. Like, there's things that we keep. Like, we have the velvet couch.
Yeah. That is probably the one that we're most, we have conflict over.
The velvet couch. I see.
We have the velvet couch.
You know what's funny is that's not even OCD. That's like a weird, like, not to be like gender essentialist, but that's like a weird men and women thing where like on like on sitcoms, it's always like the guy wants to keep the dirty baseball glove and the wife wants to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
It's like classic.
My big issue, not just that it's disgusting, because velvet shows everything, is that like it's in my way when I'm working out. We don't need a couch in that room.
Uh-huh.
I had a velvet couch for years, and you never came over.
We also just have, differ in terms of like our approach to objects. We always joke about I respect wood. Allison
don't respect wood.
Not only doesn't respect wood, but like actively vandalizes it.
Right, she draws on that.
Yeah, very weird. And so it'll be like, you know, I need to clean this thing of yours. Yeah. And I'm like, well, cleaning this thing is damaging to it.
Yeah, I don't care about things. Honestly, you could take away all my things right now and be like, you can get new things. I'd be like, that sounds awesome. Like, I have no attachment to anything that I own.
Which is wild because I'm so different. Like, and I have attachments to like the dogs things. Like the dogs have a favorite toy. And at one point, Allison was like, "Let's throw it out. It's the stitching is coming out." I was like, "We'll get it restitched. It's their favorite toy."
Okay, but I'll say, here's annoying. You never restitched it.
Ooh.
I don't know how to stitch anything.
Like I know that like that I don't care about things is annoying, and that's a thing I know about myself. But also, I just sort of take this approach of like, well, yeah, oops. I don't know. I feel like overall, though, I will say maybe I'm wrong. I feel like my mood compared to a lot of people's moods, like I'm not that moody anymore. I'm more just annoying.
Yeah.
I'll agree. But before I used to be really moody, and that's a problem, and I had to work on that. But just being annoying now, whatever.
Yeah.
It's very helpful that Allison is very funny.
I know.
And
that's
also
how she gets
finds
you.
things very funny.
That's how she gets you.
So that's how she gets you.
Yeah, that's how she gets you.
That's how she gets you.
I think that like another thing is like understanding that it wouldn't make any sense to be in this close proximity with you and live with you and be together as much as we are and for you not to annoy me. Because like every person I spend enough time with annoys me.
Right.
So like of course you're going to annoy me because otherwise like you wouldn't be like a person.
Right. I have a broader question.
Oh, please.
When somebody you've dated in the past or dating or whatever, What was like the most annoying thing somebody did? I'll go.
Okay.
Making me do self-tapes with them. If I have to run a self-tape with you, I'm gonna fall out of love with you.
How do you do your own self tapes that you would do it with no one?
I would do it with Drew, or I've done self-tapes with T. Roche before.
Oh, so you just make your friends do it?
Yeah, because I don't know. No, if I have to do a self-tape for them.
Yeah, but what about if you're the one that needs a self-tape?
I'm not gonna do my partner. No way.
You'd ask someone else to do
Yeah.
it. Interesting.
Because that's a one. Well, I guess the general ick is being untalented. Because that's the one way to realize someone's untalented.
Is to do a self tape.
Yes,
Yeah.
to be the other reader on their self tape and be like, "Those are the
This is
choices
not
you're
working,
making."
yeah.
This is, oh no! It's a window into general unself awareness where you're like, "Oh no, you think that's a good choice?"
But what if you were dating someone that was good at it?
Yeah, but that hasn't happened yet.
What do I find annoying? I mean, I find people that like have bad time management to be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they were, but you were never like this with me. Like you know, like if someone's supposed to meet me, come to my apartment, and they're like half hour late.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
That I don't
Allison
like
really hates when
Wait.
people are tardy.
What about you?
A couple come to mind, but one that definitely annoyed me in a past relationship was every time we had a fight, it was like existential. It was like
Oh, did
it was like
you date my ex-fiance?
it was like not just a fight that we could, where there was some safety in knowing that we could fight about this,
Yeah.
and either come to a resolution or not come to a resolution, whatever. Like, but we're fine.
Yeah.
It was like could bring down the relationship.
This is indicative of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, exactly.
This could mean this, but it's catastrophizing. Like it hasn't even happened, and you're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, absolutely. Things in the future, things that you didn't even know were patterns or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're fighting about this. This towel. How is it going to be like with our kids? And you're like, "What?"
And so what it did was it created a pattern of avoiding conflict, because anything that you brought up that could result in like a fight or a disagreement. It's just like, you have to talk about stakes. I would have to make the decision, is this worth blowing up my relationship for? Which is not like a healthy way of viewing a relationship. You should be able to
bring stuff up. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're doing a whole show where I'm talking about stuff.
I know.
Where do I fall in like how annoying your partners have been?
Weirdly, I would say you do more things that are annoying, but not that are deal breakers or unhealthy.
Fascinating.
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? So it's like you get away with stuff.
That's the thing. She's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. That's really what.
So here's the takeaway, folks. You can be as annoying as you want to be, and still happily married as long as you're good at goofs.
Yeah, you gotta take a class at UCB or something.
Goofs will get you out of it.